Hello, I would like to share with you my mom's near-death experience. This experience happened in October of 2006. Here's what happened. My mom, she had a massive heart attack right the day after her birthday. And she basically waited too long and she was standing by her bed and she started screaming and she clutched her chest and she told my dad, she said, "I'm dying, I'm dying." She fell down on the bed. The ambulance came, drove her to the hospital. My family was told that she had 10 minutes to live unless they put a stent inside of her because she had arteries that were clogged. So they went ahead and did that. And she was in intensive care for like 3 days. They thought she wasn't going to make it. During this time, I flew out from Michigan to Arizona because that's where my mom lived. And the first night that I was there, I saw this person with a butterfly dress on, and that's what my mom, that was like one of her favorite dresses. And my sister, because I was staying at her house, my sister felt the same thing, like my mom's presence was there. And we spent an agonizing 3 days wondering if she was going to live or die. We went through highs and lows, ups and downs, and we were just like on an emotional roller coaster. One doctor would tell us her lungs were fine, the other doctor would tell us that her lungs were messed up. One would say her heart's not that bad, the other would say it was in terrible condition. We didn't know what to believe. And we kept praying and praying. And finally she came out of the coma that she was in, and they had intubated her. And when she got to the point where she could speak, then she began to tell us what had transpired during the time when she was in critical condition. She began to tell us that when she fell over on her bed and they put her in the ambulance, because they were trying to start her heart and they hit her with the paddles, the heart paddles, like 7 or 8 times. She told us that she was sitting in the front seat of the ambulance, her spirit was, and she saw the ambulance driver. It was a woman. She described the person, and that we found out later that it was accurate. And she knew which road they went down, and she saw the hospital that she came up to, and she described the name and everything, and there's no way she could have known. Then she began to tell us about how that she was walking through the hospital and she came to the waiting room and she saw what we were eating. She saw that we were eating Subway sandwiches and cookies. And she told every person that was there, and there had been a couple people that had left, but there's no way she could have known because she was out of it. She was in a coma. And she told me, she said that she tried to come over and touch me. And remember, when she had the heart attack, I was in Arizona, so there's no way she could have known. There's one thing that I asked my mom. I asked her, I said, "Do you fear death anymore?" And she said, "No, I don't fear death anymore." And there was a peace about her that I'd never seen before. She was at peace. And I said, "Mom," I said, "it doesn't matter whether you have $1 million or a nickel, does it?" She said, "No." And she told that story many times before she passed away in February of 2007. Just a few months later, she passed away because there was so much damage to her heart that she had congestive heart failure. But her testimony lives on, and it's a living testimony that there is life after death, whether you want to believe it or not, and there is a heaven or hell that you go to. And my mom saw things that there was no way that anybody could have known, the things that, because we didn't tell her. she couldn't have known it. But your spirit knows. And when her spirit left her body, she knew what was going on. She could see people. She could see things. She knew things. So this is a good example of making sure that you know when you're going, when you leap out of this body. Because it's either heaven or hell. If you haven't accepted Christ in your heart, accept him into your heart. Ask him to come in and he will. And he will clean you up and he will cleanse you. And then start living for the Lord every day. Read your Bible, pray. Because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that my mom went to heaven. I know it. And I miss my mom. And I love my mom. If you still have a mom or a dad today, tell them that you love them. Because they can be here one minute and gone the next. And that is my story of my mom's near-death experience. I hope you have taken something from this. Have a good day.